right, hey everybody. So what we're doing here today is we're working on this fence row that I've been telling y'all about. Some trees that we had that was leaning hard over the fence, and we had to take two sections of the fence down. We call it phase 1 and phase 2. We did phase 1 yesterday. We're doing phase 2 today, which is Saturday. And this tree here that I just cut, I wanted to show y'all this tree in particularly because whenever I cut it, I had to stay there on the stump just a little bit with it and get the hinge thin enough. I chase cut it from the back because it was a small tree, and I had to stay there with it just a few seconds longer to thin the hinge up enough to where whenever it hit the ground it would roll because it had a funky shape to it. I've got I've got Skylar in the skid steer. He's cleaning the logs up and the trash as I throw them in the hole, and he's doing us a good job there, keeping us cleaned up. And we're having to fell, one or two trees and then clean them up and then fell one or two trees and whatnot. And it's been a job, but we have been making it. And I was glad that we were able to get through when we did. We've basically got all the timber cut on this job now, and we're decking these logs. And when we get them hauled in, we'll be done with the timber part of this job, and we'll be doing some cleanup work. We've already started the cleanup work with the skid steer. The landowner has requested that we do that, so that's a service that we can now offer. Now that we do have our own skid steer, we can make it, more economical for the landowner and whatnot. But I wanted to take y'all along on this job, and I wanted to show y'all kind of what we have to face. These trees are leaning hard out over this fence here. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just standing here thinking about things. I do this quite a bit, and y'all, it has served me well in this business as long as I've been doing it, and cutting timber and learning from other guys that's been doing it a while too. It'll keep you alive if you think about things a lot, and you can see here this big oak, how it's leaning and got limbs every which way. All these trees are forward leaning trees, which any of you timber cutters know what that means. They're dangerous. They can barber bust and come back down on the stump, and it's killed timber cutters before in the past. Anyway, y'all, I'm not going to try to talk too much. I want to just let y'all kind of enjoy the video. But I wanted to kind of give you an overview of what we're doing. We've got the fence took down. We're putting trees in the hole here. And I'm about to discuss with Skylar about cleaning the hole out before I cut any more. So we try to be systematic and methodical about the way we do things. He's a great operator. I don't have to tell him a whole lot. He knows how to kind of read what I'm doing. He knows when to hold up, when I'm about to drop a tree and whatnot. We kind of look after each other, so it's good. It's real nice being able to team up with him and work with him and everything. I really enjoy this time. But I wanted to take you along and show you what we've been doing. We're going to cut some more trees and throw in the hole here, and Skylar's going to be cleaning up as we go. And then at the very end of the video, I'm going to show you the finished product after we've got everything swept up and cleaned up and got the fence back up. So if any of you want to fast forward through and just kind of touch around in the video, that'll be fine too. And I do appreciate everybody watching. We have hit 5,000 subscribers. Yay. I'm real excited about that. Thank y'all, every one of you. And for all the new people that's come along, I really appreciate y'all watching. All the old ones that have been here with us since we started, thank y'all. Can't thank everybody enough, y'all. And everybody that comments and tells us things about how maybe they did things when they were logging or how they used to do this or that, hey, look, I welcome all that because I enjoy hearing from you guys. Y'all take care, and I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you like it. Now this tree is one of those dreaded situations. Of course, I knew as soon as I bored into it that it was hollow. And you can kind of tell from the stump there. You see that little hole in the stump. If y'all look at it on this side toward the camera. What I'm doing now with my saw, though, I'm boring into the side of this tree in about 3 foot increments. You know, every 3 foot or so, I'm boring into it to see, you know, where the hollow stops at. And unfortunately, on this tree, it goes up quite a ways. I think we wound up only getting like 2 tie logs out of the very upper part of this tree. And y'all, you know, most of the value in your timber is going to be in the lower, you know, the bottom 20% of your tree. I think the old saying was 80% of the value of your tree is in the bottom 20% of the tree, if that makes any sense. And on this tree, we lost, you know, that clean, you know, nice big logs, the grade lumber. We lost that because of it being hollow. I'm not sure if it's fire ants, or excuse me, black ants that has caused this, or if it was something in the soil. But this timber on this job, quite a bit of it has been doty in the butt and hollow. So it's been a challenge for sure. Now these are the times in situations like this, like on this this butt here that we're hauling out. These are the times I wished we had a good pulpwood market, you know, mulch market, chipping market, whatever you want to call it, because we could send it for, you know, for pulpwood or whatever. We just don't have a really good market here, right where we're at. Instead of, you know, throwing it on the pile to burn it and waste it, we could at least send it maybe for saw chips or something, you know, to use for heating or steam, you know, at some of the paper mills or something like that. That would be a lot better than just having to burn the thing. But, you know, it is what it is. We can only do what we can do. Now, Skylar, he's been packing these logs right up the side of the hill over here and staging them. And our weather forecast for next week is fixing to start thawing and going to get real bad muddy. So I've got a job for the mules coming up, and I'm going to try to show y'all. I'm going to try to get it on video and show y'all. I need to haul these logs that we've been getting out, and we've got out somewhere around 50 or 55 logs here in these two little piles. I'm going to have to use the mules to get them on out to hard ground so we can get them on the truck, because it's going to start thawing, it's going to be boggy and muddy, and we're not going to be able to get to where we've got these logs staged with the truck. So be looking for that video. Hopefully I'll have it coming out here in a few days of us coming out of the woods, moving these logs on up to harder ground with the mules. Now, I kind of want to show y'all this, how I go about limbing and bucking. I limb my trees as I go up, and I measure off and mark my logs. I just kind of saw into it a little bit, and I mark them. And then once I get up to the very end where I've got to top it at, I'll start topping it and bucking my logs coming back toward the base of the tree. And that seems to work out better for me. Now, I know everybody's got their own way they do things, you know, and whatnot, but it seems to me to be easier to buck coming back from the top versus going from the trunk out toward the top, mainly because it gets a lot of the weight off of the tree, and you know, you just less out the pinch and all that kind of mess. But like I say, you got to do what works for you. And y'all, most of these logs are cut into tie logs because, you know, the timber's kind of knotty, this old post oak, and we either cut them in 9-foot tie log length or either 10-foot switch ties, grease ties, type length. We've been fortunate, actually. Our mill that we've been hauling to lets us cut into 10-foot tie lengths, which is good for us because it helps us get more footage on the truck. Now here I am coming back down this tree, bucking the logs out. But y'all, what I wanted to point out is, you know, the whole time this video's been playing, Skylar's in the background just kind of doing this thing. You know, I'm not having to supervise him a whole lot or anything like that. You know, I might have to tell him if I need something moved or whatever. But y'all, he knows his job. He knows what to do. He knows how to run the machine. He's comfortable doing it. And y'all, I want to take a minute, if y'all don't care, and just brag on him a little and tell him how much I appreciate him, because he helps me an awful lot. And that's why I saved this job until he got back here with me, so he could help me finish this job and we could get it done quick, because, you know, this fence needed to be put back up as quick as possible, and that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it here, running the skid loader and, you know, getting the logs out as we go. Now I want y'all to notice here, this tree, how far it's leaning out over in the field. These are dangerous, y'all. Any tree with forward lean or head lean, as we call it, you can get in a barber chair situation very easily. And what that is, y'all, is when you cut the notch out and you set your hinge wood right behind the notch to steer it. If you chase cut it from the back, you won't have enough time to get the hinge established, to get it thin enough, because your saw won't cut fast enough to get it established before the tree actually starts falling. And whenever it starts to fall, it'll put a lot of pressure in the center of that tree, and it'll bust and run straight up the tree and come back down on the stump. It's killed a lot of timber cutters. But if you'll notice the way I'm cutting this tree, I bore the center of it out. I stick my saw straight in the side, I bore all the center material out of the tree, get my hinge set, and then leave a trigger on the back, some holding wood. And after I, get it like I want it, and I check everything, then I snip the holding wood on the back and let her go. All right, y'all, we're done. Thankfully, we've got the trees off the fence and got the brush pushed back across. We still got to do a little sweeping and raking right down through here. Our landowner is getting us to do some cleanup work for him. So the last logs is out on this job, thankfully. And now we're just gonna do some cleanup work and some finish work, blading the roads back down and whatnot. I just kind of wanted to show y'all how we had to do this fence. Of course, trees like this, I know I had a lot of fiber pull. Y'all timber cutters probably be hard on me, but what you don't see is there's a fence going that way, and one back up here, and we only had a little old, you know, from like right here at this post, about 3 posts down there took down, and the fence was still there. And this tree here was leaning hard over that way toward them hay bales. So I had to pull it, and of course it pulled wood fiber and whatnot, but it is what it is. We got them down anyway. Got them down safely, and we didn't tear nothing up. Nobody got hurt, so that's always a plus. But anyway, we got the fence put back up yesterday afternoon. This has been a 2-day job for us, but we was glad to get it done and get the trees off the fence. And got my wife's pasture swept up and cleaned up. Skid steer has been real helpful to us for that. And this is one of them jobs we need to get it done quick. And the skid steer really paid off in this job particularly. Right back there where I showed y'all back that way was what we call phase 1. That was the first section of trees. Then here's this phase 2, the second section, where we took the fence down right here, and we took down, it was about, I believe it was from that one, that one, that one, and that one. About 4 T-posts per section, per phase, is what we're calling it anyway. And you know, we had to make us a hole to drop the trees in. That's why I had Skylar cleaning the hole out, you know, while we was cutting them. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. I appreciate you watching and hanging out with us, and, you know, checking out what we do and everything. I really appreciate it, y'all. I just kind of wanted to show you the end result of our fence job. We're glad it's over. Anyway, y'all have a good one and take care.